Okay, so what was your question? Did you have something? Yeah, I definitely want to do questions like 21, 22, those. 21. I want everybody to look at 21, please. Yeah, 22, definitely. Girls, I need everybody to pay attention on this one. This one's the hard one. All right. So here we go. I want to talk about this. Did we do this one in class yesterday? I don't even remember. Okay, so let's talk about it. I'm going to make it some room here for us. All right. Now the first thing I want you to do is we're going to draw it out. All right, so I want everybody to draw. G and H are complementary. If G and H are complementary, what does that mean they do? They add up to 90 degrees. All right, so I want everybody to draw an example of complementary angles. Now, what does that mean? Right? What does this mean on the board? That's 90 degrees. You guys with me on this? That's 90 degrees. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this right here. Please look up now. Make sure you're with me. Here's angle G, and here's angle H. So what's true about G and H? Anybody else? They add up to 90. All right, so I want you to put angle G right here is 3x plus 6, and angle H is 2x minus 11. That's how I want you to write that. So now we're supposed to know that they do what? They add up to 90. Listen to what I just said. They add up to 90. So I'm going to take these two angles right here, and I'm going to add them together. Well, what's 3x plus 2x? 5x. And then I'm going to add positive 6 and negative 11. What's positive 6 and negative 11? Negative 5. Will, you guys listen to me back there?
Yes.
And they equal 90. Girls, you guys all right with that? So I just added them together and set them equal to 90. Now we got to go back to a couple months ago when we solved equations. How do I get rid of a minus 5? You add 5. So everybody put a plus 5 down here and a plus 5. So 5x equals what? 95. And now we're going to divide, so x is equal to what? X is equal to 19. Is everybody okay with that? X is equal to 19. Divided by 5. 95 divided by 5. Now, x is 19, but that's not the answer. All right, because it wants to know what? What's the measure of each angle? So now, look right up here. Write this on your paper. This is the symbol. Angle G is equal to 3x plus 6. So how do I figure out what G is? What do I do?
Add 19 to 3.
3 times.
3 times.
Oh.
Does that make sense, right? 3 times 19. So angle G is equal to 3 times 19 plus 6. And 57 plus 6? Yes. Angle G is equal to 63 degrees. Everybody good with that? Everybody good? And then angle H would be 2 times what? 19 minus 11. So angle H is 27 degrees, because 2 times 19 is 38, right? 38 minus 11 is 27. And now, what do you notice about 63 and 27? What do you think they add up to? 90. Look at that, 90 degrees. All right? Now that was the hard one. Okay? That was the hard one. Now, does anybody else want me to do another one? Avery, tell me again.
I just want to make sure.
Okay, on the word problem, the ERB stuff. All right, let's look at this. All right, now what's hard here is to kind of look at it. They're showing you, so I'm gonna make it so it's easier to see, I think. So I'm gonna draw this right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this right here, and then maybe you can see it a little better. And then I'm going to draw this transversal like this. And now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to slide it over so you can see it better. So now they're telling you that this angle right here is this angle is 2x, and this angle here is x. All right, you with me? So essentially what I used to tell my kids, and this one's kind of hard, so I want you to try to listen to me. The angles are either equal or they add up to 180. You with me? So in this case, you should say one is obtuse and one is acute, so they have to add up to 180. All right? So what I want you to write down now is I want you to write down x plus 2x has to equal 180. That was hard. That's even hard for me to see. All right? They made the lines too big. Everybody see that? All right. So now you have what? 3x is equal to 180. Divide both sides by 3. So x is equal to 60. Everybody okay with that? And because x is equal to 60, this angle right here would have been 60 degrees. And this angle over here would be what? 120 degrees. And what do you notice? One's twice as big as the other. Make sense? All right, again, I thought that was kind of hard, so be careful. With what? I don't know what that means. X is equal to 60. Do you agree with that or not? So what are you asking? So what's x? Right? You see it now, right? You sure? Okay. All right, guys. Now, again, let's just look at two real quick. You have scissors. All right? Those are vertical angles. So the question mark is what? 38 degrees. Okay? Okay, let's go real quick now. Let's look at 11.2. Okay, we have some nice problems here we're going to work through. Does anybody remember from last year the angles of a triangle do what?
Add up to 180. 180.
Yeah, the angles of a triangle. So far I have 100, I have 180, and I have 360. What do you think?
I think it's 180 because equal triangles. There they're all 60.
Very smart. Listen to what she said. All right. We're not sure, but she remembers that in an equilateral triangle, the angles of the triangle are 60 degrees, and that is true. So the angles of a triangle always add up to what?
180.
180. All right. So you need to put that down at the top of your paper here. All right. Some of the angles of a triangle always add up to 180. All right. Now the other thing you have to do is you have to name the triangle. All right. It's either acute, it's right, or it's obtuse. A triangle is acute if what?
Less than
All of the angles are less than 90. If there's one 90-degree angle, it's called a right triangle. And if one angle is greater than 90, it's called what?
obtuse.
It's called an obtuse triangle. Very good. All right. So I need everybody quickly, and I don't mind you even using a calculator. All right. So here we go. For question number 1, I want everybody to kind of tell me what the answer is.
49.
Somebody said 49 degrees. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Right. Now, again, remember, I'm not writing 99 degrees. All right. You are finding what x is. All right. So we came up with 49 degrees. After we do 49 degrees, now what? What type of triangle is it then? It is definitely what? It's definitely acute. All right. The reason why it's definitely acute is because all those angles are less than 90. All right. Now on number 2, you should be able to tell me right off. Oh, wait a minute. It also says, which I didn't read clearly, classify each triangle by its angles and also by its sides. Right. So when you classify it by its sides, it's either scalene, isosceles, or equilateral. Everybody with me on that?
Yes.
All right, so let's look back here. So this is acute and also what?
Scalene.
Scalene. Thank you very much. All right, now again, these are important because of your ERBs. All right, this is just information. Everybody okay with that being acute and scalene?
Yes.
All right, so now let's take a look at question number 2. All right, everybody take a look at question number 2, and everybody just needs to figure out what x is. I think x is 45 degrees. Everybody okay with that? Yep, please double check. All right, now, if we classify it by angles, it would be considered a what? It would be considered a right triangle, yes. And it would also be considered what?
Equilateral.
Isosceles. All right, so isosceles. So make sure you spell isosceles correct. So that is a right isosceles. All right, 2 sides are congruent. So question number 2 is x is 45 degrees. It's a right triangle, and it's an isosceles. Okay, so now I'm looking at question number 3. All right, everybody figure out what the angle measure is.
37.
Now again, to figure out what x is, remember they have to add up to 180. So you're simply taking 107 and 36 and subtracting it from 180. All right? So x is what?
37.
So we agree that x is 37 degrees?
Yep.
All right. If x is 37 degrees, if we classify it by angles, it would be a what?
Right. I mean, not right. Acute.
Julian, You have to know what the definitions are. Stop just saying things. Well, why did you say acute and then you say right? All right, now you're classifying it by its sides. Are any of the sides marked equal?
No.
No, so then we know it's what? Scalene. All right, now number 4 should be kind of obvious now. We've already talked about this. X is what? X is 60 degrees. All right. The triangle, if you classify it by its angles, is what? Nope, that's by its sides. It is acute. The reason why it's acute is, again, all of the angles are less than 90. And then if you classify it by its sides, it would be what now? It's equilateral. All right, Ellis, do me a favor. Tell me what X is for number 5. Is X 55? We all agree? X is 55. All right, so again, if we classify by angles, it would be considered what? Do you know? Good. And if we classify by its sides, we would say scaling. Perfect. It would be scaling. All right, Abby, why don't you help me with number 6? What does X equal? For number 6? How did you get that? 49.
Wait, no.
Do we agree 57, guys?
Yes.
57? All right, so then what type of triangle can we classify by angles? Well, so that would be sides, so I'll put scalene down, and then what else? Definitely. It's an acute scalene. Yes, sir, what's the matter? Okay, so how we're getting the missing angle, Julian, is you add these two angles up. What does that add up to? Just take your calculator out and add it. So how are we doing all of these?
Well, I can, with the sides and angles and all that, you can tell by just the and it's kind of, I can tell that.
Yeah, okay. So when you add 48 and 75, all right, you're going to get 123 degrees. All three angles have to add up to what? So how do I get the missing angle? That's all. All right, question number 7. All right, question 7 is a little bit different. Jesse, tell me what we're going to do. How am I going to find this angle right here, Jesse? What do I have to do? So do that for me, and then subtract it from 180 again. What did you get?
So first I got 106.
Perfect, right there. So this right here is 74 degrees. Beautiful. All right, but that doesn't tell me what X is. How do I figure out what X is? Remember? Yes, it is. A line adds up to how many degrees? Look right here. Look on the board. From here. That's 180.
Oh, okay. So then you take 180 minus 74.
That's exactly right. So x is equal to what? 106 degrees. Very good. But that still leaves me with the triangle. The triangle is still what? Well, is it acute, obtuse, or right?
Oh, yeah. It's cube
Yep.
and it's scaling.
Very good. All right, so that was kind of hard now. So keep it up. Take a look. Make sure you see it. All right, now let's slide over to question number 8. All right, question number 8 is kind of tricky now. What? What? How do I do it?
Okay, so do you subtract 1 from 5 years?
Minus what?
90.
No. Look up. Look up. Who can tell me how to find this angle right here? I need that piece of the puzzle. What do I do?
You do 180 minus 155.
That is correct. 180 minus 155. So 180 minus 155 is that missing angle. And it worked out to be 25 degrees. Okay? So now how do I find this missing angle now? Go ahead. Tell me what to do now, Sebastian.
So you add 90 plus 25.
90 plus 25.
You subtract that
By 180. Subtract that from 180. Let him do it. All right, so now this angle, everybody needs to put here, this angle measures 65 degrees. All right, but that didn't solve for x.
No.
What would x have to be? Does everybody see why x is 60? Right? So x equals 60. Very good. All right, now we still have to identify the triangle. By angles, it would be called what, Sebastian? It would be called a right angle or a right triangle. And then by sides, it would still be considered exactly. Okay, let's identify these now. Classify each dashed triangle by its angles and its sides. So we would say this is a what, guys? Number 9. So right and actually that's not a bad thought. Right isosceles. But is he correct? No. Because if you think about it, the minute hand and the hour hand can't be the same size, then you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So yes, you're right. Say it. Scalene. So this is a right scalene. That's a right scalene. All right, I need to find this missing angle. All right. Go ahead, Julian. I'll let you do this. How did I get that? Right, and that's what? Nice work, buddy. So that's 86 degrees. All right, so now, if that's 86 degrees, very nice work, kiddo. Isosceles. And what else? Good job, guys. Isosceles acute. Anybody have any issues? All right. Let's take a look at number 11, an airplane. All right, so I need to figure out what this angle is right here. Colin, can you tell me what that angle would be?
That angle would be 140.
Shh, I was asking you yet. How do we get that?
Because 35 plus 25. Yeah, that it equals 60.
So?
Oh wait, yeah, it is. Sebastian's right. It is 120.
I hate when you have to say that, don't you? Sebastian is right. 120 degrees.
4.
All right, not a
Yeah.
big deal. 120 degrees. So what type of triangle is it? What are we going to call
Obtuse
it?
scaling.
Obtuse scalene. Thank you very much. All right, so you just have to be careful with your angle measures. Now, Julian, do you understand now how we're finding the third angle better, right? You add the two angles that known and subtract from 180. That gives you the third one. You agree now?
Mhm.
Okay. So now I want to jump down to question number 7 on the second worksheet, please. All right, everybody, look at number 7. Trying to help you out a little bit here. It says the measure of the angles of a triangle at a ratio of 5 to 6 to 9. So what we're going to do, guys, I want you to write this down. We're going to draw a triangle, number 7. Now I need your attention on this, please. If somebody says something's in a ratio of 5 to 6 to 9, you got to look up, though. Look up, look up, look up. Now, this would be hard. All right, but if it's in a ratio, I want you to think of it as 5x, 6x, and 9x. If there is a ratio, you need to add an x to it. So you're saying it's in the ratio of 5x, 6x, and 9x. And now somebody tell me how I'm going to figure out what x is.
Oh, you add them all up and then
You add them all up and?
subtract them. 5.
No, 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 no. You add them up and set them equal to 180, right?
Yeah.
Right? So please listen to what I'm saying. So this angle right here plus this angle right here plus this angle right here equals what? 180, right?
Oh.
Now, if we add the x's again, 6x plus 5x plus 9x is 20x. So please do this and make sure you're writing this down. 5x plus 6x plus 9x equals 180. So 20x is equal to 180. So x is equal to how much? What?
9.
What?
Yeah, 9.
9. Thank you. Wow, Will. You're the only one who knew 180 divided by 20. All right. Here we go. So x is equal to 9. That still does not help me. So what are the three angle measures? Oh, here we go. 9 times 9, which is? What? You're not using your calculator for 81 degrees. All right, so we did the 9x. Now what are we going to do next?
6 times 9, that's 54.
Good.
And 5 times 9 is 45.
Excellent. 45 degrees. All right, so those are the three angles. Very, very good. All right. Now, again, here, and the only thing it says is find the measures. All right. So now that you can do that, you should be able to do 8 kind of easily. I think you're okay now. All right. Listen, do me a favor. You don't have to do question number 4 on the ERBs.
Yes. We don't want to.
Shh. You don't have to do 6 either. So 4 and 6. But I do want you to try the ERBs 1, 2, 3, and 5. All right, as well as now the second worksheet, which I think is pretty good. You shouldn't have too much trouble with that. All right, Julian, I don't want you talking, okay? I don't want you doing anything else except working on this. Right now. You don't need to say anything else.